Happy Thanksgiving, Morge! If Luffy isn't the true hero of One Piece and Dragon is the hero, what message is Oda trying to convey with Luffy's character? Luffy always plays the role of the hero. He always plays the role of the hero, right? He steps up to play that role. But he's not he's not in the outside world definition of a hero, and Luffy himself acknowledges that. There's a difference between playing the role of a hero and being a heroic individual yourself, right? There's plenty of characters you can see in stories that are much morally darker than Luffy that end up playing the role of the protagonist or whatever. As for what Oda's trying to convey with Luffy's character, on the one hand, Oda's never trying to communicate the idea that Luffy's like the perfect person. However, the one thing that Oda always, and here's the more interesting thing, right? By having Luffy be a character that's not moving forward with some sort of greater moral agenda, what Oda's really trying to do in the story is basically have Luffy be a free-spirited, independent thinker with a kind heart. So anytime Luffy comes across an individual island, right, and an individual context or situation, right, Luffy is able to see through what is the just and unjust in this situation and identify that despite whatever, who's in charge, who's saying what, who's making the rules or whatever, Luffy's able to kind of just clearly see it at the heart of it and be like, no, this is right, this is wrong, therefore I'm going to do this and I'm going to help this person instead of that person, right? So that's kind of the pure mentality and idea behind Luffy, and it's simplistic. But by keeping it simplistic, it allows Oda to enter into all of these situations without Luffy already having an agenda. Because the idea is that you're supposed to be able to think for yourself and just follow what you understand your code of justice to be able to identify what's right and wrong. At the same time, Luffy's not moving forward through the world with some sort of greater philosophy of what he should be doing. Because if he did that, then that kind of simplifies and dumbs down the story of One Piece a little bit in a way, because it's kind of just like, it would just be Luffy going to island after island saying like, we got to free these people or do this or do that or whatever, right? It's more so just Luffy's what each person should strive to be, which is anywhere you go, right? You don't need to be traveling the world with some sort of great agenda or something like that. Anywhere you go, you should be able to think for yourself and identify for yourself what is and isn't just, what is or is right or isn't right, and act accordingly in that situation. So that's the concept of Luffy, right? He's not a grand idealist, and that's not the message of the story, that's what you need to be. The message of the story is freedom in every sense, but it also means freedom to be able to recognize right and wrong in every situation without just subscribing to whatever is being taught down to you or told to you or dictated to you.